Shut up!
Free bird! Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and squadron leader of Syncopation, Ken Levine. I'm a singer and vocal coach here on YouTube, and today we are looking at Home Free and their version of Auld Lang Syne. But before we do that, I'd just like to remind you all to please remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the great stuff we produce here every week on the channel. And if you're new, write I subscribe down in the comments, and I will do my very best, very, very best to respond to as many people as humanly possible. Now, Home Free, I've looked at this amazing vocal a cappella quintet before and have always been impressed with their tight harmonies and their incredible timing and their just amazing technique. This is not their studio version of Auld Lang Syne. This is a fan cam version, I guess, at one of their shows recorded last year as part of a Christmas special. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. That's really loud in my headphones. Like their encore or something at the end of the show. They got like 5 little Santa stockings up against the bar. Is that their set? Is their bar literally? I mean, is their set literally a bar? I want a set like that. I want my. Never mind. Okay.
Shut up!
Free bird! What did he... Wait, hang on. Okay, so that is our beatbox guy. That's the percussion guy. What's his name? Adam? Is he Adam Chance? And what did he press down here? What is that going on down there? What is that? What was he doing?
Shut up!
What is he doing? He presses that button. I have no idea. Does anybody know? Whoa, nice and low. And where do they get their pitch from? Just themselves, I guess.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of Auld Lang Syne?
Okay, so Tim starts with the melody in the bass or in his register, singing like an octave lower from everybody else. And it's glorious. He's got a fantastic bass voice. Interesting, there was a bit of a tuning issue towards the end of it. Now I'm nitpicky here because he's perfect in just about everything that he does. And also notice how he is using his hand to conduct. Timing, critical in vocal a cappella music, making sure that your cutoffs and your onsets of sounds are all just perfect. Sometimes you need to be able to see someone conduct a little bit, and he's doing a great job.
For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne,
Nice.
we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out here. They're not as tight as I've heard them before in both their tuning and their onset. Is that Rob who started there? He's the other tenor. I guess he's the high tenor. He did like a big scoop in that opening, which is fine. It's stylistic. It's totally in keeping with the sort of Southern gospel country twang that they're sort of situating this version of Auld Lang Syne in, but it's not necessarily as pristine as they can do. And I have a couple of theories. I'm looking at the set and I'm saying, ooh, there's some things going on stage that can be murder for some vocalists.
Gives a hand to thine, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang.
Now they're really locked in.
For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
Okay. So before that's the other Adam, I guess, who's taking up the melody now. Do you see those streams of light from the lighting implements there? So you get that effect on stage by employing hazers or fog. So, you know, the fog machines and the smoke machines, it's just water vapor. But for some vocalists, it can be really noxious, terrible. It can be very drying. And for years and years and years, it never bothered me when I would be performing on stage and the lighting designer would come all excited, be like, hey, we got this new hazer, can we try it? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. But over the years, I've noticed to become much more sensitive to those kind of lighting implements. And maybe, you know, I know there's a lot of guys who will say, you know, you're being a bit of a sissy about it. It's hypoallergenic. It's not going to affect you. And maybe it's all in my head, but it does affect me now. And I'm sensing, you know, just the fatigue of the end of the show. They've probably put their heart and their soul into this particular show. And I mean, while they sound individually really good, they're not as crisp and as tight as they are on some of the recordings. Hey, guys, respect, because I know how difficult that is to come out there and do an entire show with microphone and then turn everything off. And looks like they don't even have they have their in-ears in, but they're probably not utilizing them because they're not singing into anything. So it can be a real chore to suddenly switch gears and go from one technique of singing into the mic and then taking the mics away and going back to what you do backstage, or, you know, when you guys are rehearsing, which is just the pure vocal a cappella unamplified. And someone's under the mistletoe. Whoa. Okay. I still love their set, though, guys. Your set is rocking.
Old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of Auld Lang Syne.
Good conducting there, Tim. Well done, everybody. So, tuning. Tuning in a cappella music is like the thing that you spend most of your life chasing after and thinking about. And a lot of times when you rehearse and you get to their level, they're not necessarily thinking about tuning in the same way that, you know, one of us might be thinking about it. They're like micro tuning. They're thinking of harmonics and basically, if you were to really nerd out on this, and can be a total dorsal fin when it comes to thinking about this, but there's three sort of main vocal a cappella tuning ideas that they chase after. So there's like equal temperament, which is the equal distance between each note, and then there's Pythagorean tuning, which is basically tuning between the fundamental, the root note, and the fifth, and that's where the bass usually thinks about when they're thinking about tuning. And then, of course, you have just temperament, which is what most like barbershop quartets and vocal a cappella groups are thinking about, and that it has to do with tuning to the harmonics. And you're actually thinking more along of the lines of what the lead tenor, the guy who has the lead vocal melody line, who will be employing all of those techniques to try and keep the group in tune. Now, I'm just curious about if there are any vocal a cappella guys out there, and I have a really good friend who's like training to become a judge for barbershop, and he knows more about harmony than I really would understand. But I'm curious, when you're listening to a group like this, are they tuning from the bass or are they tuning to the melody? Because if you notice at the very beginning, Tim, who's got a stellar, incredible bass baritone voice, he sings the melody off the top, which is unusual. You wouldn't find that in, say, barbershop quartet. But you know, those rules don't necessarily apply to a vocal a cappella group. Anyway, I love these guys. I think they're fantastic. I can't wait to see their next video. I know they're, you know, just really incredible musicians, and I love their singing. I was a bit harsher on them than I have been in the past. So I just, it's because it's so exposed to be, you know, just, it's not the ideal framework for any group to just be filmed with like someone's crappy little phone and expect that it sounds like, actually I thought it sounded pretty good and it looked good too, so maybe the phone wasn't so crappy. So well done whoever filmed that and decided to post it. We all learned something today. I know I learned something about this group, and I just have grown to admire them all the more, and I especially love their set. Which looks just like it's a big bar, a saloon or something. That's pretty fantastic. I want my set to look like that, because then, you know, you don't have to go to the bar after the show. All right. Okay. So if you are wanting to raise the bar on your own vocal performance, I strongly suggest you reach out to a vocal coach or a voice teacher. There's probably one living in your neighborhood, but you never know. If you don't have one locally that you can turn to, because that is the best way to learn, you can reach out to a vocal coach out here in YouTube land. It doesn't have to be me, but if you want to work with me, I will be sure to leave a link in the description. And of course, as always, please like, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y things. Really appreciate all the support that this wonderful YouTube community has offered to me over the course of this, well, let's say performance lockdown. Not too much performing going on these days, but I am sure enjoying hearing from all of you. So hey, leave your comments down below and let me know what you thought. Yeah, maybe you agree. I am in fact a dorsal fin, but we can all agree on something at least. All right, so if you have made it to the end of this very long video, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Gives a hand to thine, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for